Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. Bye. You get your goddamn ugly ass.
Hello everyone. Today I'll teach you all about Moon Animator, from the beginning till the end. Before I start with the steps, I should tell you that this is not my voice. I think some of you have figured it out already. But yeah, let's jump into the steps of the tutorial. To be more explicit and faster, I will do 5 steps. Number 1, the intro, just the presentation of the menu. Number 2, the keyframe. In this stage, you will learn how to make an animation such as the fight scene and so on. Number 3, camera movement and angles. Camera adjustment is important to get an animation with great frames. Number 4, tools and meshes. Adding items in your animation such as swords or soda can. Number 5, extra. Some tips for upgrading your animation style. Yeah. Let's begin. Open your Roblox Studio. Go to the plugins. And you'll see 3 menus on Moon Animator. So the first menu is the most important because in this tab, every animation is made. On the left, we have every animation saved by the creator. In the middle, we have the button to duplicate the animations, and the button to create an animation. And on the right, it will tell you which models you have in your selected project. And about these buttons, they will help us later. Now with the second menu, this page will let you add any avatar, even your own. Besides introducing the avatar, you can change the body type of the character with R6, R15. And the last menu, the weld tool. This page will help you with rigging and welding your models. And that was the first step. Let's go to serious part. Open a new file. For the start, you must add a model to your animation. Besides adding the model with rig or C-frame, you can also add to the model more properties. Now let's go to the top buttons because they will help us now. In File, you save and change the properties of your project. In Edit, you can edit your frames of your character from your plan. In Item, you can add tools from your model. In Keyframe, you attach keyframes or edit them. Frame, pretty same thing with the keyframe but in another context. And the last will help us later. Before I go further, you must know what is a keyframe. It's just basically the action that you want to put in your animation model. Alright, to put a keyframe, double-click on the model, or move the model from its place. And boom! This is your first action in Moon Animator. Now let's start with some important poses and idles. To move on, you should work with the rig a little more. Let's start with the pose. Every time add your first keyframes round over the second round of keyframes. Also, I forgot to tell you about the editing of your keyframe. Press 7 on the keyframe or just to the edit button. There's lots of things here, but the most important thing is the ease. With the ease, you can make the keyframes work better, from the style to deer. I personally put the style quad back and sometimes bounce. And on the deer, put in out. And for the end of the pose, I duplicate the second round of keyframes. But before duplicate, move the round into Bouncy, just for better results. And here is the pose. That's cool, right? Let's go to the running and fighting animation. For the run, just make first 2 rounds of keyframes, then repeat them. For the torso, you must calculate the distance. One more things, for making second round, press B and put inverse the body parts. And finally, some fight poses to end this stage. To start, first do the fighting position. The most common is this one. Second, put some down keyframes to look more like the character is about to punch. Third, put his hand behind as I positioned and change other body parts' position a little bit. And finally, launch the shot, changing the keyframes a little. Whoa, that was a huge step. I promise next one will be smaller. To add the camera, just press the top button where it says and then add it from the menu. Now to understand, I will explain what both properties do. The first one, which is field of view, will change the value of your animation vision, if you want it bigger or smaller. For animation frames, I suggest you use 40 or 45. Now it's up to you. And the second property is frame, which is very important because you can have several frames to move. With the frames, you can make fixed camera positions. As for the angle, you just have to practice a little more with the camera. Also, if you can press C, you can see grid, which can help you a lot for your camera actions. Just put every important action in the red corners. All right, next step. We will need the weld tool to connect the object to the character. So put the object in the perfect position and place it in the character. To make the action, hold on the character body part and item. Now you can make the join from object up to the character, if you want it animatable or not. Yeah, that was very easy. You may ask, how can you make a grab animation? Well, very simple. Just duplicate the object and remove from the rig the object, and use transparency and you're done. Now let's see our results. My lawyer told me to finish the results here. All right, let's go to the last step. The last stage boils down to VFX meshes and iframes. VFX meshes are effects that you put on swords and weapons. Here's an example. If you want these effects, you have a model in the description below. And for eye animation, just use my pack from the description. Finally, I'm done with this. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, please subscribe.